Hello and welcome to episode 31 of The Franchise. I'm your host, Daniel Ehrenberg.
And I'm your host, Dirty Henry Papali.
I hope you're not dirty like this motherfucker. I'll get to that
Dirty
later.
Harry.
Yeah, today we're covering the first Dirty Harry movie of 5. For no reason. And... Come on, let's call it spade a spade. This should have been one movie.
We'll see.
All right.
Find out.
All right, but first we're starting with a little franchise update.
Yeah, it's been a while, I think. So.
Yeah, probably since Predator.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready for some news, Hank?
Yeah, hit me. Let's see what's new in the world this week.
Marvel's Black Panther. That's right. The first black superhero film until Cyborg comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of new cast members there. Angela Bassett as his mother, as well as Sterling K. Brown, who played Christopher Darden on The People vs. O.J.
Sure.
Yeah.
Interesting, yeah. What about it? We knew it was coming out.
They've joined the cast.
Oh, okay. All right. That's coming out, this year?
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
Well, I didn't
I'm just giving you news briefs.
I thought we usually did what's coming in this year, but that's okay.
No, I'm not doing that. I just have news briefs.
Oh, all right, news briefs. All right. I'm looking forward to that. Excellent. Whenever it is.
All right. Yeah. John Wick director Chad Stahelski will direct Lionsgate's reboot of Highlander.
Oh my God. You know who cared about Highlander at some point?
Who?
Not me.
Yo, we gotta do Highlander. That's such a good one.
That would be fun. I don't even think I've sat through a single minute of any of those movies.
I've seen 3 of them.
Have you really?
Uh-huh.
Are there more than 3?
I believe there are more than 3.
Jesus.
And there was that long-running TV show, which I've never seen.
That I remember, yeah. Connery's in, like, one of them, right?
Connery's in that first one. And then there's Highlander 2, The Quickening. And then I want to say there's a third one that I've never seen. And then I saw one called Highlander Endgame, which, and this will make you sad, I saw when I was like, whenever it came out, because I was into wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the villains in that movie is played by the wrestler Edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always associated the Highlander movies with the late 80s and early 90s, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think they're all 90s.
Okay.
But yeah, that first Highlander is a pretty watchable movie.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Okay, next. Let's take you to the world of... Well, no, hang on. I got more movie shit. Keegan-Michael Key will be in Shane Black's The Predator.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Very weird choice. Okay.
I think it's great.
Yeah, no, I love Key and Peele. I think they're hilarious.
Sure. How about the turnaround on this next one? The first one just came out, and we'll have another one in 2017. Can you guess? Can you guess? It came out in December, I believe.
Holy shit. I had no idea. Could be anything.
Okay, how about coming December of this year, Bad Moms Christmas?
Oh, boy. Okay.
Bad Moms.
That was one of the most painful previews that I had to repeatedly sit through all year. It was
no
like...
one told you have to go to the movies.
That's very true. Yeah. I like big screens.
Yeah, me too. There's one in my living room.
No, not that big.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I go is because of the big screen.
Let me ask you a question. You buy popcorn at that movie theater?
Sometimes I do.
Oh, yeah? How do you enjoy that $15?
I spend more usually on the refreshments than I do on the movie, and that is no joke.
No, of course it's not. You'll get a giant soda for $6. They'll upsell you.
$7, yeah.
Yeah. You'll get a popcorn for $8. God forbid you want candy.
No. Honestly, what I usually do is I bring in my own candy and I bring in my own soda.
Oh, that's smart. That's the way to go.
That's the truth. That's what I do. So.
All right. Here's some more news for you.
Mm.
Suicide Squad director David Ayer. He's sticking with the DC universe. Warner Brothers working on a film called Gotham City Sirens, which is based on a very short-lived comic book about the women of Gotham City. I remember Poison Ivy was one of the leads. I don't know who will be in this movie. They're probably just using the title, but confirmed is that Margot Robbie will be, Harley Quinn again.
Yeah, boy. Okay. Yeah, we'll get to that Suicide Squad eventually. Will we? I don't even. Will that be part of Batman?
We can do Gotham City Sirens and Suicide Squad whenever the hell this thing comes out.
Batman is in Suicide Squad.
Oh, so. Okay, then we'll throw it in with Batman.
Yeah.
Who could possibly care?
Yeah.
Hey, Mozart in the Jungle co-creator Alex Timbers will direct Disney's live-action Cruella movie with Emma Stone as Cruella de Vil.
Yeah, that doesn't interest me in the slightest. So it's
they do well with those, though, man. That.
Close.
No, I'm not thinking about that. What was the one with Angelina Jolie? Maleficent.
Yeah, but this is about Cruella de Vil.
Yeah,
right?
But I feel like this is what they're doing now. They're making these live-action Disney villain movies.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. They're just taking all their cartoon properties and making live-action movies.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
There's probably going to be a Seven Dwarfs movie soon.
Mm-hmm.
Just about them.
Hey, this isn't about a franchise, but it's here's some news about one of our favorite friends. Friend of the podcast, Zack Snyder.
Oh, yeah.
Once he's done with these Justice League pictures, he will next direct his long-in-development Afghanistan thriller, The Last Photograph.
Oh, yeah, that's something he cares about deeply?
That's going to be great.
Oh, boy.
It's just going to be chicks getting raped in burqas.
Yeah, the next time he's on, I'm going to have to ask him about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What is the first sound you're going to hear in that movie?
A camera clicking?
No, it's going to be an overhead shot of the desert, and the score is going to go...
A disembodied Arabian voice.
Yeah.
He'll remix the score to Syriana.
Mm-hmm. Mark my words.
Yeah, you're probably right.
All right, Greg Berlanti, the guy behind most of those DC TV shows, he will direct Warner Brothers' remake of Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay.
I can't imagine anything less necessary.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, I really liked the Steve Martin one, but I don't...
Oh, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
I mean...
I don't know. I haven't seen it in 30 years.
If you're going to remake Little Shop of Horrors, it should be... I mean, Greg Berlanti's a writer. He's not known for his directing work.
Yeah.
Like he did Life as We Know It with Katherine Heigl and Josh Duhamel a few years ago. Yeah, like... I mean, he's a writer. That's all he is. And, like, if you're going to remake Little Shop of Horrors, it's got to be with, like, Tim Burton or some shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's going to be unfortunate.
How about this sequel? Paramount, premiering at Sundance, they have a sequel to a classic film, An Inconvenient Truth.
Really?
Yeah, that's right.
A sequel to the Al Gore movie.
That's right.
Okay.
What will he be putting on flowcharts this time?
Well, what I told you before was that it was all going to happen, and it did happen, and now it's an even more inconvenient truth.
Oh, I hope it's called that.
An even more inconvenient truth.
An inconvenienter truth.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
That's interesting. Wow.
Joining Warner Brothers Aquaman as the villain, the Ocean Master.
That's the name of Aquaman's villain?
It's one of them, yeah.
The Ocean Master.
The
I didn't
Ocean
know that.
Master.
I'm not familiar with the Aquaverse.
I think he wears a giant, like, manta ray helmet in
Okay.
the comic.
Okay.
So playing the Ocean Master will be professional charisma sucker Patrick Wilson.
Well, we know why he's in it.
Why?
Because he's one of Zach's buddies from Watchmen.
Oh, of course. That's true. Yeah. Zach.
Yeah.
How about this? The villain in the remake of Tomb Raider, which we absolutely should cover on this podcast, is an actual guy I love, Walton Goggins.
Oh, great guy. Great actor. Yeah. He's going to be in Tomb Raider?
He's the villain.
Okay.
Who's
All right.
he's good. Who's going to play Tomb Raider? That's my question. Lara Croft.
So is it it's a reboot of the not too old
Yes.
Lara Croft
yeah,
Tomb
yeah.
Raider
We're ignoring those.
Jesus.
Yeah.
My God, Hollywood.
I mean, the second one was like 12 years ago or something, right?
I don't know. It felt like it was yesterday.
No, I
Jesus
feel like those
Christ.
movies are like 2001 and 2004 or something like that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All of them unseen by me. So
Saw the first one in theaters. It was
Yeah.
sufficiently bad to get me never to watch the second one.
I believe you.
But I will for the podcast. I just remember John Voight played her dad, and that was charming.
He's in that, really?
Yeah. He
Okay.
plays Lara Croft's rich father.
So he plays her dad in movies and plays her dad in real life.
I don't even think he's doing that anymore.
Nah, I don't think so. Yeah.
I've got some TV news. Franchise TV.
Sure.
Passengers director and Imitation Game director Morton Tildum
Hmm.
will be directing the Amazon Prime Jack Ryan pilot.
Oh, okay. No interest. All right.
Yeah. All right. Heather.
Although I will say I did like the mildly enjoy the Jack Ryan movie with Chris Pine, and I liked the Imitation Game. So
You saw that Chris Pine Jack Ryan movie?
yeah, it was an empty weekend of nothing playing, so it was like one of those
Yeah,
deep.
I think that was
one
a
of those-
January release.
Yeah, it was definitely like one of those Deepwater Horizon, like, oh shucks, okay.
I guess I'll see Everest.
I saw that in the theater.
I bet you did.
Jack Ryan was better than both those.
Shadow Recruit, right? Isn't that the full title?
Sounds right to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Pine, Jesus.
Yeah. Well, hey, he's doing well now.
No, I like Chris Pine, but he's one of these guys that he'll end up on television.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, he's no movie star. Get out of here.
Well, as long as the Star Treks keep going, he's all right.
People see Star Treks because they care about Star Trek. People skip
Right.
Jack Ryan because they don't inherently care about Jack Ryan.
Very true.
And you know, fucking Hell or High Water's great. We'll
Yes,
put
it
that out
is.
there. Yeah,
Top 10.
yeah, definitely. I haven't done my list though.
No, but I was going to ask you. I might as well ask you on air. Maybe that would be a fun thing to do on one of our episodes during a franchise update. Do our top 10s of 2016.
I love that idea.
I think our audience would like that.
Yeah, we'll do that eventually.
Yeah, good.
Not for another 6 months though, because I still have a lot of movies
Yeah,
to
it
see.
takes you a while.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Hey, TV Land is remaking Heathers, and they've announced that Shannon Doherty will be in it.
Really?
Yeah, that's a great get.
TV Land.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Well, they're rebranding. They're darker now.
I was going to say, I didn't think anyone under 70 watched TV Land.
Well, that used to be the case when they, they like their big flagship show for a while was that Hot in Cleveland. And that one had like Betty White, Valerie Bertinelli, Wendy Malick, and Daphne from Frasier.
Sure. I always had a little crush on her.
Oh, who didn't? Holy fuck.
Oh, really?
Kidding me?
Yeah.
If I was
don't know.
Martin Crane, I'd be using that cane.
Yeah, I thought TV Land's hottest property was like reruns of the $25,000 Pyramid.
No,
but,
no, they've rebranded. They're a lot darker now. They've got I can't remember what. Their big show now is this thing called Younger from the creator of Sex and the City, and they've also. Oh well, they ended it, but Jim Gaffigan show was on that network, which I enjoyed.
I never saw it.
I'm not gonna go ahead and like give it a hardcore recommend, but it's
No, and I like Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah,
I just
good.
wasn't interested. Yeah.
Okay. TNT has ordered to pilot an adaptation of Snowpiercer.
Really?
Yep.
I could actually see how the premise
How?
of that.
How does that work as a TV show?
Well, you know, if you have every episode, no, it probably wouldn't work. I don't know. Everything on a train. I mean, it would have to the whole show would take place on a train, right?
Yeah. And on a TMT budget, how are they not going to make everything happening outside the windows look like dog shit?
That's a good point. I don't know. I just thought maybe it had some potential. It was a decent movie, and
I enjoyed that movie quite a bit.
I'm surprised there wasn't a sequel. Well, maybe it didn't do well enough.
Maybe it didn't.
Captain America was in it, though. It was about
Oh,
its drawing power.
talk about a guy that's going to end up on television someday.
Yeah, I see that even more than I see Chris Pine. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other Chris.
They'll make a living.
Yep.
Hey, how about some franchise book news?
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, how about
That's
this?
a first.
Unprecedented.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Buckle up.
Boom Studios, which is a comic book company, they will be publishing a 12-issue comic book series, The Power of the Dark Crystal, which is based on an unproduced screenplay sequel to The Dark Crystal.
I remember liking that movie a lot when I was younger.
Of course, it's a Henson property.
That's right.
Yeah.
Is Jim Henson have anything to do with it, or?
Henson is like they're gonna have their name on it, but I assume you were joking.
I was. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was setting you up for an easy one-liner, but you didn't go there, so it's all right.
No, I'm sorry. It didn't occur to me until a second too late that Jim Henson's been dead for quite a while. If Jim Henson was involved, it would be a real Snuffleupagus situation.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oscar the Grouch over here.
Hey,
All right.
a 1, a 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about
Waka.
Dirty Harry. How about good one? How about some Dirty Harry talk?
How about some Dirty Harry talk? 1971's Dirty Harry.
Sure. Directed
Thank
by
you.
Don Siegel and written by Harry Julian Fink and his partner R.M. Fink. I believe a husband and wife team.
Mm-hmm.
Dean Reisner also has a writing credit on this thing. I think he did a rewrite.
And one of your favorite things as the uncredited writer.
I didn't even write that shit down. For fuck, I'm not talking about uncredited writers on here.
Yeah, but he's famous. That's all he wants.
Oh, you talking about the Terrence Malick thing?
John? No, but that was interesting too.
Yeah.
John Milius.
Yeah. Who's that guy?
I didn't write it down either. I think,
Thanks.
I think Milius. I think because I thought you were going to say it. I think Milius wrote The Deer Hunter.
Oh well, if so, good for him.
I think so. I'll have
Yeah.
to look on that. I don't want to get that wrong. But anyway,
He wasn't
Yeah, go-
credited on Dirty Harry because it doesn't start with a wedding for 40 minutes.
no. One of the Dirty Harrys does start with a wedding.
For 40 minutes?
Yeah, I will warn you. No, more like 10.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I knew I was close. I had the wrong Vietnam movie. Apocalypse Now.
Oh, okay. What's better? Real quick, off the top of your head, Deer Hunter or Apocalypse Now?
I think they're both amazing, but I am an Apocalypse Now guy.
I'm a Deer Hunter guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you
Apocalypse
feel like
Now
you're
is
nuts,
like-
sometimes you don't. That would be like a fun little personality test for people.
Yeah. Well, Apocalypse Now is like in my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I know you love that movie.
Yeah.
You make
so-
references to that movie a lot that I don't understand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel like that's happened more than once on this podcast. You've made an
Oh.
Apocalypse Now reference, and I didn't realize it was a reference until going back to listen to
Oh
the episode.
yeah, but I don't. I thought you meant like I quoted it because I don't believe I quote it often, but I might mention it a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
Dirty Harry, originally titled Dead Right. This is a
Yeah.
better title, although that's not a terrible title either. And how about the list of actors it was offered to before Clint Eastwood landed?
oh, I love it. I love
it's
it.
amazing.
We get to talk about like this. This circles back 30 episodes ago to Frank Sinatra.
Oh, right, because he was
Remember?
offered the
Die
Die
Hard.
Hard. Yeah. But yes, Sinatra was at one point attached, and he was going to star, and Irvin Kershner was going to direct. Famously, Empire Strikes Back director
Right.
Irvin Kershner. It was also offered to John Wayne, who might have been good, actually, I think.
I doubt it very much.
Okay. Robert Mitchum, Steve McQueen, and Burt Lancaster all offered this role. It was also offered to Sidney Pollack to direct.
Yeah.
But I think it landed in the right hands.
Oh my God, I agree. I mean, even in the casting, I mean, now it's one thing to think about certain actors for John McClane, and now of course it's pretty iconic. But Dirty fucking Harry not being Clint Eastwood, I mean,
I can see it honestly more than I can like The Man with No Name in the Sergio Leone movies. Like that has
Yeah.
to be Clint Eastwood. I can picture another actor in the role of Dirty Harry, and honestly,
I can't.
I am genuinely surprised that nobody has remade Dirty Harry
Yeah,
or
it's-
rebooted it with a different actor like Jack Ryan or something.
I thought you mentioned a long time ago that they were on this show. I thought you said there was one in the works, but maybe we were just kidding around. I thought you said there was, but I didn't find any in my research for this movie, so maybe there isn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's weird. You can see that happening, right?
Oh yeah, of course. I'm with you. I'm stunned they haven't done it yet.
I mean, like today, I feel like that would be a thing. Put it out, Dirty Harry.
People would go see it.
Make fucking Tom Hardy'll do it or some shit.
Yeah. You want to quickly? I just wanted to mention a couple things about Don Siegel, the director.
Yeah, I've weirdly only seen 4 movies by Don Siegel. But
I have weirdly only.
He's directed a ton.
He has directed a ton, and I have weirdly only seen 3.
Oh, okay. Let's see if we match.
Well, I wrote down the 7 I thought were significant.
Okay,
I'm
so
sure that
first,
other
first
people
say
would-
the ones you haven't seen.
Well, the ones I wrote down that I haven't seen, because it would take too long to go through all of that.
Yeah,
but
no,
the ones
of
that
course.
were, I never saw The Shootist.
I
never-
have. That's one of
Really?
that's one of my 4. Yeah, that's a
Oh.
pretty good late John Wayne movie.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's why I haven't seen it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I fucking hate him. I never saw Charlie Varick.
Me neither.
Yeah. I never saw The Beguiled.
Me neither.
I never saw Two Mules for Sister Sarah.
I
Which
don't
I-
even know what that is.
I believe it's an Eastwood thing. And I never saw Coogan's Bluff.
Me neither. Yeah, okay. Those are
Yeah.
significant movies that you've heard of, though, that are
Right.
classics.
Right. Now, the 2 I've seen, besides Dirty Harry, that are great, the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yup, me too. Yeah, that's a good one.
And then one of my favorites is, besides Dirty Harry, that I've seen many, many times, is Escape from Alcatraz.
Yeah, you've seen the same ones as I have. I've just seen The Shootist.
Okay.
Yeah, those are all solid, good movies. You probably like Escape from Alcatraz more than I do. But,
I love it.
But
Yeah.
it's a fun movie.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
The writers have pedigree.
Go
about that?
on about them a little bit. I looked into them, but they didn't really strike a chord with me. So
In the 50s and 60s, when television was first taking off, Western was, along with situation comedy, the biggest genre.
Sure, like Bonanza and all that shit.
Exactly, Gunsmoke, what have you.
Yeah, yeah.
And my favorite of all of those shows, because I've sampled all of them, is a show that was created by these Fink people. Have Gun Will Travel.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's a really fantastic show. Structurally, it's actually a lot like the 70s Incredible Hulk show, where it's like a fella traveling from town to town and interacting with different people each week.
Okay.
But it's good. It's more. It takes itself more seriously. It's more interesting. It holds up better, I should say, than a lot of the other westerns from that era. I'd watch that over Rawhide or Wagon Train any day of the week. Yeah.
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 And what else about those writers? 'Cause I was going to go on to the couple other credits.
Oh, that's all I got.
The music is by the very famous Lalo Schifrin.
What else has he done?
His most famous credit is, of course, writing the theme for Mission Impossible.
Oh, well, that's a big one.
That's a huge one. And he also wrote the scores for... They're not scores that I can even think about their tunes, but they're extremely famous movies. Cool Hand Luke, Bullet, Enter the Dragon, Amityville Horror. But that's all I wrote of note. But he's another guy, this Argentinian fella. He's written a shit ton of music for a lot.
Oh, and let's get it out of the way. Dirty Harry has a great score.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I said Dirty Harry has a great score.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I really love it. It's.
I do too.
It
is great.
The instrumentation is really complex.
It is, yeah.
It's driven by a guy on drum set. And
it's true.
And there's like no running beat. He's just doing fills the entire time. Like he's on beat. I don't know who the fuck is playing drums, but he sounds like the guy from like the Jimi Hendrix's band or something.
He's like Mitch Mitchell.
Yeah. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's really good, and it is a really cool score, like utilizing a lot of choir and like a lot of percussive beats and very melodious, but also just shifts moods very, very well and subtle.
Yeah, there's like it's all on the low end. Of the piano, and it's like one scene you'll be getting. It's like those drums constantly going. It sounds annoying, and it can be. I'm looking at you, Birdman, or the unexpected virtue of ignorance. But it's cool here, and one scene you'll have like bass and synths on top of it, but then like the next scene it's like low piano and
I'm
some
glad
strings.
to hear you say that, because I thought you might think the score was like too dated for its time.
No, I thought it was baller.
That's cool. Yeah. I loved it. And while we're giving credits there too, I also didn't expect this. I really dug the cinematography by Bruce Surtees, who's done tons of Eastwood movies and was nominated for an Oscar for his black and white work on Lenny. I feel like Lenny has come up a lot in this show.
It has. And I've never seen it.
Me neither. I've never seen it either.
Yeah,
but he shot two of my favorite 80s movies of all time too.
Oh.
Which are not renowned for their cinematography, but he shot Beverly Hills Cop. And he shot Risky Business.
Oh, Risky Biz. Love it.
Yeah. So he's a good, he's no joke, this Bruce Surtees. He knows what he's doing.
All right.
And I just love the tones in this movie. I thought it was just beautiful. Daylight, nighttime shots where a lot of the movie takes place at night.
I was going to bring that up. And you heard me when we were doing Predator.
Oh, yeah.
I got very angry with some of those Predator movies for being too goddamn dark.
Sure.
And this movie, so much of it takes place at night, and you can see everything that's happening. That's really all I ask.
Yeah, well, that's the difference between...
It's well lit.
That's right. That's the difference between an artist and someone who isn't. Someone who really knows what to do with the camera, I think. And I think you got to give Don Siegel some credit for that, too. You know,
I absolutely do.
and the production designer and the location scout, just forgetting everything.
Sure,
Just-
shooting on location in San Francisco really does add to the
Jeez, really.
the atmosphere here.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, I didn't do this. Released December 23rd, 1971.
Nice Christmas release.
Christmas release, yeah. Budget of $4 million.
Yeah.
Box office 36. Big hit.
Woo.
It's an important movie. It came in number 4 in the box office for 1971. You wanna see if you can name the others in the top 5?
1971.
Yeah.
You're really testing my. No. Okay. Well, first of all, I think 1971. I immediately think of something that I know didn't make the top 5, and that would be A Clockwork Orange.
That is true. Yeah, not in the top 5.
And that was not a year of that was in between Godfathers. However, it was a year. Didn't The French Connection come out that year?
Yes, that is number 2.
Oh,
well
nice.
done.
Thank you. I'm dry. That's all I got. I don't know.
Hey, when we do The French Connection on the podcast,
Yeah.
do we include Robert Altman's Popeye?
I don't see how you don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you got it.
It's a prequel to French Connection
Yeah.
before he became a cop.
Yeah, he was a sailor man. All right, you have any other guesses? How about some hints?
No. Sure.
Number 5, I got nothing for this because I've never seen it. There's a Morrissey song named after this movie.
I have no fucking clue.
Okay. Billy Jack.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All
Heard
right,
of it.
so Dirty Harry's number 4. Number 3 is a James Bond movie.
Diamonds Are Forever.
Correct.
Yeah, I can name every Bond year of every Bond movie ever made.
That's
so,
impressive.
yeah.
Number 2 is The French Connection, and number 1 is a musical.
1971.
Yeah.
Give me a little hint here. Something.
Okay. Hey, Hank. Happy Hanukkah.
Fiddler on the Roof. Nice, good one, Fievel.
Hey,
Yeah.
how the fuck was Fiddler on the Roof the highest-grossing movie of 1971? It's a 3-hour musical about Jews.
I don't know. Maybe the world's 5 Jewish bankers got together and made it like conspiracy and made it into like inflated the box office revenue, right?
But people hate Jewish people. This movie, if this movie came out today, it would be laughed at. Like the other studios would be like, "What the fuck do you think you're doing?"
We're making La La Land. What do you want?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not even though, because it's like.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's like what's the name of that guy for that movie? It'd be like other studios are like, what are you putting out for Christmas? I have a new Star Wars movie. What do you have? A 3-hour musical starring Torval or something. Whatever the fuck that guy's name
is it Topol?
That's it. Topol.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's
He's
your
in a
big
lot of
Christmas
movies, too.
star? Hey, who do you have? Oh, we have this movie with Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt. Who do you have? Oh, Topol.
Or even go back to the year. Go and be like, what are you putting out? We got 1971.
Oh, it's a car chase movie with Gene Hackman. What do you have?
We got that. We got Gene Hackman and the greatest car chase ever made. We got I don't know. We have a Stanley Kubrick movie.
We got a Bond movie.
Yeah, we got a Bond movie. We got a Clint Eastwood property.
What do you have?
Pretty hot.
What do you have? Well, Topol will be running around with Payas.
We have some chimney sweepers, and they're going to be a lot of matchmaking going on.
Yeah, well, we're going to have people at the theaters. We're going to be handing out Gelt.
Oh my. Number 1.
Number 1.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would never have guessed that.
It's crazy. I don't even know what to say about it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
How about that?
Did it astound you to the point where you're now speaking through an airbox filter? Because that's what it sounds like right now.
I'm not speaking at all. Do I still sound like an airbox filter? I don't think I will to the listeners.
Something just happened with... Yeah, okay. To me, you're coming through rough, but try to get through it.
All right, listen. This is an important movie. Yeah. It is in the National Film
Registry.
He's back. Hey, all right.
He's back.
Fuck you. Okay. It's in the National Film Registry in the Library of Congress, Dirty Harry.
Mm-hmm.
And, hey, you know I love those great American Film Institute lists.
I knew it was coming. I knew you were going to pick it up. I saw that myself.
According to the AFI, Dirty Harry is the number 41 most thrilling movie of all time.
Number 41.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Dirty Harry himself is the number 17 hero.
Okay.
And the, what's the famous line?
Well, there's two famous lines.
Oh, no, there's not. There's one. There's one said twice. Punk? Yeah. Well, do you? That one. That's the number 51 movie quote of all time.
Okay. All right. All right.
What's the other famous line?
Well, now that you said that, I'm thinking I might be putting it into another movie. I know
you're thinking of Go Ahead, Make My Day.
No. I know Dirty Harry pretty well.
No, I was fucking waiting for Go Ahead, Make My Day this entire goddamn movie. Yeah.
Dude, that's in Sudden Impact.
Well,
man.
I Googled it when I finished, and I found that out. But that's the fourth one. It took you the fourth one for that to happen.
Oh yeah. Oh, see, you don't know these at all. Then I mean,
I've seen 4 of the 5, but none of them since I was 15.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I've seen all 5 a few times each, but the 2 that are in the 80s I've seen a lot, and the original and then the other 2 from the 70s I've seen a few times. The one I've seen absolutely the least is The Enforcer.
That's interesting, because that's the one I haven't seen.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, well, maybe there's a reason.
Maybe that one was just like on TV less when we were younger.
Maybe, yeah. Like Magnum Force, the next one we'll cover next week with The Enforcer. I've seen a lot. Like that's played a lot, I think. But The Enforcer, maybe that's why. But I could have sworn there's another famous line in this movie. I didn't write lines down because I just thought it would come to me, but it probably will. But AFI didn't put up another line; they just put that one up.
Yeah, I think Go Ahead, Make My Day is also on that list. But
right.
But no.
You know what I was thinking of? It's okay. I'm not going to spoil it. It's in the next movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Dirty Harry. You want to talk about the plot a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Loosely based on the Zodiac Killer.
Yeah.
We could talk about that later too, because this movie is in Zodiac. If you remember that sequence, they're going to a police screening for the SFPD. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that. No.
Out. Yeah, Mark Ruffalo walks out. Yeah, they base it on the Zodiac Killer, a killer named Scorpio.
Yeah, so instead of the whole Zodiac, it's just one of them.
Yeah, right. A less ambitious killer.
Yeah.
Just wants to take one of the signs, not the astrological signs. Pretty simple plot. He's a complete psychopathic, racist, sexist, homophobic nut job, and just wants money. Pretty base, pretty easy demand there, but
he's asking for 100,000 from San Francisco.
Kind of a Dr. Evil moment there.
Yeah.
And the city is not going to capitulate at first, but then who does he kill first? Like who's the first that he kills?
It's a lady in a pool.
That's right. That's how it opens. He kills a lady in the pool, and then he says he's going to kill a Catholic priest or a N-word.
Say it.
I'm not going to say that on air.
Okay.
You going to say it?
No, I'm joking.
There's no need. Which is one of the interesting things I'm sure we'll talk about in this movie. Which, I think it was What did you think about the whole, like, how of its time the movie was? Did you think it was, like, exactly of its time or ahead of its time?
I didn't think
Like,
it was that of its time. Honestly, it tonally it's an exploitation movie.
mm-hmm.
So you can't really watch it the way you do.
Because of all the
like,
stereotypes, you mean?
yeah, but
Yeah.
you can't watch it in the way you watch like Dog Day Afternoon or something. Like, but my instinct, I think I have a few notes early on in the movie about how racist the movie is, but what I appreciated was there's black people all over this movie.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
they're not just like criminal racist
No, they're not.
stereotypes. Like, at one point, Clint Eastwood is stitched up by a doctor that he's friends with, and that's a
Yeah.
black guy.
Yeah,
And
his partner's Mexican.
yeah, but there's like lots of Mexican jokes.
Well, but the thing is that what I thought was interesting and what I did not remember about it, because I really hadn't seen this movie in a long, long time, was that, like, the movie is very upfront about Harry Callahan. Like, one of his co-workers, co-cops, I don't know what whatever Fatso is.
Another member of the force.
Another member of the force, yeah. Basically just says right out, because there's like these teasers as to why they call him Dirty Harry, and I thought that was kind of funny. And then he tells him, like, he hates everybody, and he names all these horrible names.
That's true. The word Hebe is dropped in the year that Fiddler on the Roof is the #1 movie.
Yeah, and of course my two cultures, the Dago is mentioned, and the Mick.
Mm-hmm.
So Harry does not discriminate against a single group, just people. He hates everybody, which is kind of a typical thing about, like, cops that people would say back then, where they, like, I mean, we can get into, I don't want to get into too much. We can get
It's
into
also a typical thing about characters that Clint Eastwood decides to play.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, I kind of appreciated that I think the movie itself is acknowledging, it's not like saying that what he's doing is how he is okay, and then the character himself doesn't evidence any sort of real prejudice to anyone. He's just a fascist violator of the law.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean? Like, he's not. There is no sequence where he is like an openly racist person. I mean, even when he shoots those robbers in the beginning, in the famous sequence with the, you're wondering how many shots I fired. But that's a black robber, but he doesn't call him anything
no.
It's nothing like that. And I thought that was interesting. I didn't. I think it was of its time in that it was 1971. It was the Nixon era. Crime was up. Conservatism was coming through and taking over, like the hippie generation, and, like, all those terrible things that happened, all the assassinations. And I think it was definitely the silent majority era. So I definitely see a place for people calling this a right-wing movie. That's been one of its kind of things it's had. I don't want to say dragged along with it, but it's true. But I also happen to think that it can just be looked at in more complex ways than just as a fascist movie. Like, I know Roger Ebert, I read his review. Did you read that?
No.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was very short, and he gave it 3 out of 4 stars, but he just openly called it, like, a fascist movie. And just like... And,
I don't really think it is. I think Dirty Harry, he's a little bit like a superhero. I almost look at Dirty Harry like it could be watched.
He's the Punisher.
It's a prequel to the Punisher. The movie ends with him killing the Scorpio Killer and throwing his police badge into the river, and you can totally see the sequel to this movie just being like Dirty Harry's now, like, retired from the force, and he's wearing a fucking skull on his chest.
Yeah, that's very true. But the sequel to this movie is very interesting, and I won't ruin anything for you because I want you to enjoy it. But I will say that it addresses, as far as I remember, I haven't seen it in a long time, it articulately addresses what separates Harry from the law and from people who would emulate Dirty Harry, and puts him in a very awkward position. So it's a very thoughtful idea for a sequel.
Well, the Magnum Force, a lot of the ideas in that were taken from Terrence Malick's draft of the first one.
Oh, that's correct.
Yeah.
But to follow up on a movie like this with the tone of... Oh, that's right. So you've seen Magnum Force. So you remember a little bit about what... Yeah.
My favorite part is when halfway through we just cut to a dinosaur giving birth. I laughed, but I'm going to confess something on this podcast. I don't know what that meant. What are you talking about? It's a Tree of Life reference.
Oh, I had Magnum Force in my head. I thought there was some kind of dinosaur called Magnum or something.
No, man, Magnum Force.
I was way overthinking that. Way overthinking that. Okay. I was overthinking a Terrence Malick joke. How odd is that?
If you're going to overthink anything, I guess it's that.
Yeah, it's true. But, but you know, the movie's, I don't know, I mean, with the plot, one of the things I liked about it was I hadn't remembered all the kind of twists and turns about, like, I didn't remember anything about Scorpio being caught. And there's that awesome shot and chase sequence in the football stadium.
Yep.
When that shot, like, he's screaming, like, I have rights, and Harry doesn't kill him.
Yeah.
And then
someone paid for a crane in that scene, because then we're zooming way out.
Helicopter, man. That is a hell of a shot, though. I mean, it is a great shot.
It's beautiful.
And in a highly unlikely scenario, I did think that was preposterous, but it didn't matter because it has to be the way it is for the movie to turn out the way it does. But for him to get off on, he had rights, Harry, and you violated them, and he's like, well, what do you mean, no evidence? There's the gun, and they're like, but that's inadmissible, and it's like, I think there was a little bit more evidence than just the gun. I think that killer would have been locked away forever. But regardless, the killer, I forgot that he catches the killer. The killer gets away.
Yeah.
I forgot he follows him, and then he pays a guy to beat him up.
Yeah.
And it really shows also, too, really the racist person in the movie is the killer, because he's a fucking whack job.
He's also the best character in the movie.
He is fantastic. That actor is amazing. Yeah. And I did not expect to think that.
Yeah.
I fully went in thinking like good stock character serial killer. Not at all.
No,
Absolutely.
He's great. The Scorpio killer, I thought he was more interesting than Dirty Harry. Like I was waiting for him to show up again, and the actor was great, totally unhinged performance, fantastic. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And do you know the actor's name?
Yeah, it's Andy Robinson. I knew him from much later. I saw him in Hellraiser.
Yeah, that's right. He is in Hellraiser.
And I think he was mainly like a stage actor, but he is fucking great.
He's great, and it also helps that the scenes where he kills people are shot gorgeously. Like those are little art films, like the sequences where he's committing murder. And it's like the whole look of the movie changes. In that way, it's actually a lot like David Fincher's Zodiac.
That is a very good point. Yeah. Like they become almost set pieces.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And the movie was just, it was darker and more put together than I remembered. It was just very thoughtful and thorough all the way through. I hadn't remembered. I guess I just remembered it as just kind of being like this mindless kick-ass violent action movie, which not with the mindless, but the rest of it, it is, but it's so well done. Like it is like just so well done.
All right.
And
let's talk about Clint Eastwood's career a little bit, and then I want to talk about Dirty Harry as a character.
Mm-hmm.
So Clint, I mean,
that's good. Just real quick, that's good enough on the plot, right?
oh yeah.
I mean, that's yeah.
I have a love-hate relationship with Clint Eastwood.
Mm-hmm.
And not even as it pertains to him as a person, because I just have a hate relationship with him
Right.
there
Yeah.
in real life.
Right.
But as an actor, I mostly like him.
So do I.
As a director, I mostly like him.
So do I.
But when he isn't on, it's brutal.
I agree. I agree with everything you said. I wouldn't argue with that. When he isn't on, like for Flags of Our Fathers,
or that Matt Damon movie Hereafter.
That perfect two examples.
Yeah.
The other Matt Damon movie is fine.
Invictus? I've never seen
fine.
that.
It's totally fine. It's serviceable Eastwood. Yeah. But Hereafter and Flags of Our Fathers are fucking unwatchable.
But then he'll pull out a Letters from Iwo Jima or a Gran Torino.
Yes.
And those are great.
I know.
Or Unforgiven, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I agree with you. He is such a strange... Well, he's kind of one of these guys, he almost seems to me like he's not... He almost finds things sometimes, like he'll find like a movie like... I didn't care for this, but like Blood Work.
Oh no, that's terrible.
It's terrible, and I don't know what. I never really know. Like, have been able to figure out? Been what like you have been watching his movies. He's very prolific. Been watching his movies my whole life, and I've never been able to pin down like what interests him. Well, because it's not just violence. Because he does so many strange offbeat things like Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, which is also not good in
Bridges
my
of Madison County, didn't he do
which
that?
I used to love it. I haven't seen it in years. I remember liking A Perfect World.
Not me.
I don't know what I'd think of it now. I love Bird.
I've never seen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
I just think like there's movies you can tell like he's engaged in this one.
Yes,
like
that's
American
what I'm trying to
Sniper recently.
Yeah.
And then there's movies where I'm like, why are you wasting your time on this? I'm thinking of things like True Crime or Space Cowboys.
Yes. Yeah. I know. Like American Sniper and even Sully. I'm sure you didn't see it, but
it's on my Netflix queue.
It's excellent. It's absolutely excellent. And I didn't have any interest in Jersey Boys, and I would never see it.
I'll never see that either.
No, but I don't want. And I think I'm one of the few people I actually really liked J. Edgar. I don't know if you like that or.
No.
Right.
I mean,
forgot.
Leonardo DiCaprio is abominable in J. Edgar.
I forgot. But then he'll pull out A Mystic River.
He directed that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah. And then he'll pull out one that I loved, then despised, and now I'm like lukewarm on. It's a kid take it or leave it movie. Best Picture, $1 Million Baby.
I'm not a fan of that movie, but he's clearly engaged in the material.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's
such a strange. You're just right. He's just a strange director. And in terms of acting, I mean, I loved him in The Line of Fire.
Oh yeah, that's a good Wolfgang Peterson movie.
Yeah, I mean, and he's great in Gran Torino.
Yeah, I as an actor, I mostly like him. I just think sometimes he's miscast.
Like when? Like in what? Like you don't have to think of a specific example, but like what type of character do you find him being miscast as?
I don't like Clint Eastwood when he's playing like the retired guy that's like, I just like sitting on my porch in my rocking chair.
Well, that's kind of Gran Torino.
No, but he's a fucking crazy person in Gran Torino.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're mostly though, as a movie star and mostly a thumbs up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a fan of Clint Eastwood. I have a T-shirt with his visage on it.
I wear
it often. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't think I remember that one.
Yeah, it's like a shot of him in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
That's cool. Yeah, and of course there's those movies which he didn't direct, and it wouldn't be that launched his career. And I was looking back at his filmography, and I was noticing how he had been in like 15 fucking movies, but nothing mattered until 1964.
Yeah.
A Fistful of Dollars.
And
that was
it's because he's one of these actors that needs to be an old guy. It's like Steve Martin. If Steve Martin doesn't have gray hair, I'm out.
Yeah. Until Steve Martin was like 34, like Clint Eastwood was when he did his Fistful of Dollars, there's no point.
Yeah, for sure. I'll say this about Clint. Something just occurred to me. We gotta cover those movies where he's with a monkey.
That's a one-off right there.
Wait, what is it?
Any Which Way You Can and Every Which Way
But
Loose.
That's two.
Yeah, it's a one-off. Yeah.
Oh, a one-off episode of our show. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
The monkey movies.
All right, now I got to talk about Dirty Harry because I have some problems.
Okay.
This guy, Dirty Harry. First of all, I don't need him calling himself Dirty Harry.
Well, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. He says, people call me Dirty Harry. Yeah.
I thought that his partner asks why they call you Dirty Harry, and then another fatso says, "Do you want to know why they call him Dirty Harry?" I don't.
No, he calls himself Dirty Harry. I took note,
really?
Man.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
like any-time in a Punisher comic, he's like, "I'm the Punisher." I'm like, get out of here.
I didn't notice. I didn't really notice. Okay.
All right. He says he's called Dirty Harry because he does every dirty job that comes along.
That's right. That's the scene where he delivers the bag, right?
Yeah. Now
that's a great
I would
fucking
like
scene, by the way.
It is. I would like to contend that that's not why they call him Dirty Harry.
I think I know why you think they call him Dirty Harry.
Because he's a fucking pervert.
Right. I knew you were going to say that.
All right, listen.
When he's looking at Hot Mary.
Listen, I have so much evidence. Okay. Early on, we see Dirty Harry climbing on some garbage cans to look through a window, and he's checking out this fat girl's boobs.
Yeah. 3 times we see tit shot. 3 times.
Of this fat girl.
Same girl. Hot
Then
Mary.
we see Dirty Harry again using binoculars to look through someone's window, and he's checking this girl's boobs out, and she's 14.
Wasn't that a weird sequence anyway? Because when she opens the door naked, she like...
Yeah, no one reacts to her nudity.
Yeah, she like inexplicably greets them naked. And they're like, "Oh, hey, how you doing, Susan?"
She's a free spirit.
Yeah, just like, what's up?
By the way,
well, it's San Francisco.
We see her naked like 5 times in this movie, and the whole time I'm just thinking, I hope this actress isn't 14.
I didn't see. To me, I couldn't even tell anything. It was shot so.
No, but there's that scene where they pull her out of the hole.
Yeah, but that's not the one he's looking at.
Oh, that's not the same girl?
No.
Okay,
no.
so that's a different girl he's checking out the boobs of. All right.
No, he's looking through the windows to look for Scorpio and stuff, and he doesn't. No, the girl victim.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And he's just checking out
they
those
say the girl
boobs.
is 14, right? And then they pull her out of the ground, and she's that's right. Yeah.
Then there's a scene later in the movie. He goes into this fucking seedy nightclub.
Oh yeah, right.
And it's labeled Amateur Topless Contest. First of all, who are the pros participating in topless contests? Second of all, what's a topless contest? I get a wet t-shirt contest. This, you just like pull off your shirt and there's like a judging panel that's like, those tits are the best. Harry's sitting in the front row of this thing, and then we just cut away. We never learned.
Hold on.
What was he doing there?
All right, first of all, I can answer both questions. One, he's following Scorpio. You know that. He's following Scorpio. That's where Scorpio's hanging out.
He loses him at that point because he's so distracted by this amateur topless contest.
Second of all, I know who organized the topless contest. It was Joel Silver.
That's very good.
And Stephen P. D'Souza.
Stephen E. D'Souza.
Stephen E. D'Souza. Hey, it's been like 7 months since I read Stephen E. D'Souza. Yeah, he organized it, man. What are you talking about? Obviously, it was the early days of the casting couch. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of girls went through the casting couch of this one.
Oh yeah. You're gonna be a star.
Yeah, Don Siegel. Ooh.
Don Siegel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Called Coogan's bluff there. Yeah. Okay, so that's why you think he could. But anyway, more about the character. You think
he's a pervert.
Okay. That's really deep.
Yes.
Did you think he? Are you, now that you have seen the other movies? Do you believe he gets more? No pun intended. Do you believe he gets more fleshed out as the series goes along?
I think he gets less fleshed out.
That's interesting. You think he's even more of a cardboard kind of thing? Because what I liked about Eastwood's acting here is you do get to see him do a couple of things. One thing I noticed that I don't think I've ever seen him do, like maybe he's done it since, but when he's saving the suicide guy who's going to kill himself on the building,
yeah,
he kind of like is describing what happens when you jump off a building, and he like does this funny thing with his face, and he's like, oh man, you don't want to vomit. I mean, all those people down there. I mean, and he laughs like really loudly and like mimics what it would be like to get vomited. It's almost like you don't really ever get to see Clint Eastwood be emotive, and to actually see him in this be emotive was kind of funny. I didn't expect that, you know.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
But,
here's two things I learned about Clint Eastwood watching this movie.
Hmm.
Hey, the guy can eat a hot dog.
It takes him a long. By the time he foils that bank robbery, he is still chewing that hot dog.
I love that, though. He just flat out murders 5 people.
From
and
like
then we
50
cut back
yards.
to him, and he's still eating a hot dog.
Yeah.
He's eating that thing with purpose.
Yeah, he is. And I love when the guy in the diner says, and he says, I'll have the usual. And he goes, the usual dinner or usual lunch? And he goes, does it matter?
Oh, how dark.
Eats a lot of hot dogs,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
So
yeah, I know the bank robbery's in progress, and he kind of stops eating, but not really, right? He tells the guy, call the police, tell them there's a 211 in progress.
yeah. He doesn't want to be involved.
No, but he gets involved.
He does. He kills these 5 people. Then there's another guy, and he goes up to him. This is where he says his famous line, do you feel lucky? I've got a
44 Magnum.
the most dangerous handgun in the world. There's 6 bullets in it. I can't remember whether I shot 5 or 6.
All right. If you're going to quote the fucking thing, let me do it correctly, all right? I know what you're thinking, punk. Did he fire 6 shots or only 5? To tell you the truth, in all this excitement, I kind of forgot myself. So the question you have to ask yourself is, do you feel lucky, punk? Well, do you?
Here, I'll be the punk. You ready? He starts to walk away.
Okay.
And the punk goes like this. He says, hey, wait, man. I gots to know.
Wherein Harry reveals that he had no bullets.
By shooting him.
Yeah, right. No, well, he knew he didn't have any bullets.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Do you think so? I used to wonder about
Yes,
that. And on this
absolutely.
viewing, I'm 100% sure that he does know how many bullets are in the gun.
He absolutely knows because he's
Yeah.
always in control, and he absolutely.
And
would
he
not.
knows he has a bullet at the end when he kills Scorpio.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. What a brilliant! I love that. I didn't remember that kind of came full circle. It was a pleasant,
Yeah. It's that
really,
famous line is said twice in the movie. They knew what they had with that line.
for sure. And
Yeah.
I learned something kind of cool. When he jumps onto that school bus from that bridge.
Which is fucking cool. It's like a really good action sequence.
He did it himself.
He had to. It was all in one shot. I always figured that. Yeah.
Oh man, when Andy Robinson, when Scorpio looks out the window and just sees Dirty Harry standing on the bridge, how fucking awesome is that?
Yeah,
that is
I know.
so cool. No fanfare. That would never work. That would never have been done that way today.
Yeah.
It would have just been overblown, and it was.
Oh
Just,
my god! It would have been like fucking Money Train.
Yeah. Yeah. And the school bus would have exploded, and
Yep.
the kids may have gotten out.
No,
but
they
you
got
wouldn't-
out.
But you wouldn't know. But in this movie, the school bus just hits like a bag of sand.
No,
It's
now we would have to
not
have a
the
shot with the
70s.
kids being reunited with their parents.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Hank, did you notice that the Scorpio killer dresses like me?
Oh, what? He likes the sweaters?
He's always wearing really good cardigans.
Oh, it didn't occur to me.
I was like
mean,
envious of Scorpio's outfits this
you
entire movie.
liked his garb, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Interesting.
I was like, you're looking fucking sharp, Scorpio.
Yeah, minus the red ski mask, of course. Yeah,
Sure.
I did not notice that, Dan. But,
Yeah.
Interesting.
And how about this? We're talking about him blowing Scorpio away at the end there.
Yeah.
Then he throws his badge into that river
Mm-hmm.
with his left arm. Clint Eastwood is a lefty?
Boy, I didn't notice that.
How about that?
He chucked it overhand, right?
Sidearm.
Sidearms, lefty, huh?
Lefty. I don't trust
Boy.
lefties. Lefties
I'm
are,
a- hey,
lefties
yo.
are gross, man.
I'm a lefty, buddy.
That's gross.
I play all sports left-handed.
What
I
kind
write
of
with my
person
right.
is a lefty?
I write with my right hand and I play guitar with my right hand. But with athletics, I'm a lefty, man.
Oh, I don't know if I could still hang out with you.
Well, President Obama's a lefty. So
I don't like lefties. Lefties are gross.
you're a fucking weirdo, is what you are.
It's like these people with Audi belly buttons. Get out of here.
Okay. Lefties are amazing. Keith Hernandez, great lefty. There you go.
Ugh, Southpaws.
Hey,
Go back to your home planet.
Let me. Hey, you've seen me throw a baseball, and I got some
I
whiz
know.
on that.
How is your left arm that strong?
Because that's my athletic arm. That's
Let
what
me
I
ask
throw.
you this: do you jerk off with your left hand?
That's between me and my two arms.
It genuinely it's between your two legs, really. But
Wow, I didn't even. Only you would notice what fucking hand Clint Eastwood
I
used.
always notice a lefty because then I know not to talk to him anymore.
You might have the phobia of lefties because it does exist.
Yeah, maybe I do.
It's an actual phobia. I mean, there's a phobia of everything, and there's a name for that one too. Yeah. Lefty trichodosis or something. You know?
I don't like lefties. I don't like Audi belly buttons.
And you're not a real big. I've heard you talk really bad about midgets before too.
I have never. That's it. You're joking, right?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, they're called little people.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's what you always say when you make fun of midgets.
Fuck you. Just because I watch a lot of wrestling doesn't mean I.
You walked into that one, Vern
Yeah.
Troyer. Oh.
Ooh, yeah. Vern
Not
Troyer.
much.
How many more episodes are we gonna reference fucking Vern Troyer in?
I don't know. I'd rather not.
Yeah,
No.
please. Let's stop
No.
it.
Oh, all right.
All right. What else do we have from this movie? Hey, Chico, his partner.
Hmm.
I like that character quite a bit.
So did I.
I
I
wish he
also
was.
like that he's married to a white woman.
Yeah, me too. It's kind of interesting.
It's a weirdly progressive movie for
in
such
some
a
ways.
Yeah, right. In such a weird way because it also has these terrible. It does have these. I don't know. I mean, it does have the black bank robbers, but the main psychopath is white. It has that shot of him thinking about killing the gay guy in the park. Remember that?
Yeah, that's a scary scene.
It is scary.
Yeah.
It's chilling. Yeah, he's following this flamboyant man through the park with his...
Yeah, through the sights
scope.
of his sniper
Yeah.
rifle.
Yeah.
Um,
But, yeah, no, what were you going to say when I was saying it was weirdly progressive?
no, I was just gonna say I like
Chico,
that
Chico.
character of Chico, and I wish he came back for some of the sequels.
Yeah, well, he gets other partners.
Yeah, I don't know. I like this guy.
No, I do too. I think it was great.
Yeah, you know who the actor is?
I believe he's Italian, of course.
He played Poppy on Seinfeld.
Oh my God! Of course.
The dude who like pisses on the couch and shit.
All right. His name's like Rennie Santini or something like that.
I don't know. Do you have a superhero account?
I do.
Me too.
Oh, damn you to hell. I have 3.
Okay, I have 2, so you probably have me beat.
Unless you got somebody I didn't.
Maybe. What do you have?
Well, I got Andy Robinson, Scorpio, was in an episode of The Incredible Hulk.
Yes, also an episode of the 1970 Spider-Man series, and a few episodes of the superhero TV show Mantis.
Okay. I saw Mantis as a credit, and I didn't know if that does that count?
He's wearing a superhero suit on that show. Like,
okay,
that's a superhero show.
Wait a second. I'm not going to call Robert Culp in a superhero count because he's in The Greatest American Hero.
I would.
I would not. That doesn't kick.
But Mantis is a legit show, man.
No, I know it was. I
would include The Cape too. Remember that show?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you got me on the Spider-Man for sure. I didn't see that credit. I only saw The Incredible Hulk.
All right. Who else you got?
Well, we got the same guy. The Robber, Albert Popwell.
The I Gots to Know guy.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. He was in an episode of Wonder Woman.
Ooh, good pull.
And you will see him again in a couple other Dirty Harry movies to come.
Well, it's such an iconic scene.
Well, no, not as the same character.
Oh, weird.
I think him and Clint are just friends. I noticed that when I was doing Clint research.
Clint has black friends?
I
thought Clint's only friend was the chair.
I thought so, too.
He loves the chair. Empty chair. They're best buds.
He's a California Republican, so he's a little stranger than your average weirdo Republican.
Mm-hmm. Some people call him the Space Cowboy.
Yeah, I say that, of course, and then Ronald Reagan was also a California Republican, and I hate him with an infinite rage. So Clint isn't even on the spectrum. Clint looks like Saint fucking Francis compared to him. Anyway,
so that robber is different characters. I love that. It's like Dick Wolf. So many actors played. There's like major actors that played like 4 different characters on Law & Order. Dick Wolf is like, who gives a shit? Everyone's watching this in the background.
That happens in the Bond movies too. Throughout like all 95 of them, like you'll see, you're like, oh, they're bringing back Felix, and you're like, oh no, he's not playing Felix again. He's playing somebody else. Okay. Okay, those are my 2, and I have one more.
Okay.
Now, I assume you didn't get Albert Popwell, right?
No.
Okay, so then we must have Joseph Summer.
Who's that?
He played the district attorney who lectures Clint on the Constitution.
No, I got a different person. What is this guy in?
This guy played the President of the United States in the worst X-Men movie.
X-Men: The Last Stand?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the district attorney talking about constitutional rights to Dirty Harry.
All right, then I have one you don't have. I have one you don't have.
Okay.
The mayor.
Yeah.
In Dirty Harry.
Yeah, I looked him up.
In the 90s animated Incredible Hulk was the voice of Thunderbolt Ross.
Oh my God.
And in the 90s animated Fantastic Four was the voice of Dr. Doom.
Wow, good pull, man.
Yeah.
I pulled that guy up, and did you get that on IMDb?
I did.
Yeah, sometimes I should really cross over, I guess.
Yeah, always, because it's a better website. I mean, for credits, Wikipedia is great, but like Wikipedia, I go to Wikipedia if I want to read what Clint Eastwood's biography is. Like, where did he come from? Who's he married to?
It's got more interesting stuff in that vein.
Yeah, and IMDb, if I want to see just the movies he was in, that's what I'll go to.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's also more true about character actors on IMDb. I mean, Clint Eastwood's Wikipedia, I'm sure the filmography is pretty fucking accurate. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't think they missed anything, but you got me, man. So So really, we got a superhero count of 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
Big stuff.
There you go. Big stuff. MVP, LVP?
Oh, we're there already, huh?
Oh, no, we don't have to be.
No, we can. I don't really have much to do.
Yeah.
I
need help on one of mine. So
you want to grade it first?
That'll take a minute.
Let's grade it. I know you were excited to hear my grade for this movie.
Yeah, I was. And I was surprised. I had started thinking I was going to give it 5. And then about 15, 20 minutes in, I was like, I don't think so. And then by the end of it, back up, man. It's
Okay.
5 fucking stars. 5
Okay.
stars, man. It's an awesome fucking movie.
I'm going 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's higher than I had originally thought before this conversation.
It's a very good movie.
Yeah.
Not quite a 5 for me. But entertaining. There's a couple of sequences that go on too long, but nothing crazy. It's an hour and
Right.
40 minutes, which I think it earns the extra 10.
Yeah, it's longer than I remember. Yeah.
Magnum
Yeah.
Force is even longer, and it's a problem.
Wait, it's
But
an
we'll
hour.
get-
It's 140 minutes, Dirty Harry?
No, hour 40. Hour 40.
Ow, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
which
Magnum
is fine.
Force. Right. Yeah.
It's in my
Yeah.
range. Just good fun stuff. I enjoy.
I'd like to do something we haven't done before.
Okay.
I'd like to predict that even though I've seen all the Dirty Harry movies, it's been a long, long time since I've ever sat through all of them. I'm going to predict I'm going to say this is the best one. But I wouldn't have originally thought that because I've got a kind of a place in my heart for a couple of the later ones. Not Sudden Impact, which we'll get into, but I wouldn't have thought that. But I'm going to say now that by the end of the next 2 shows, I think this will be still the best Dirty Harry movie.
All right, we'll find out.
But we won't know. Maybe something will be better. I don't know.
Maybe Jim Carrey will just charm you so much. In the
Already
Deadpool.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MVP. Who's yours?
Andy Robinson.
Me too. That's Scorpio?
Yep.
Yeah, me too, man. This is one of fuck number 17 hero on the American Film Institute list. Scorpio should be on the villain list.
I agree. I agree. I actually thought when I was watching the movie of 2 things. I thought about Heath Ledger's Joker and I thought about Hannibal Lecter.
I thought about both of those.
Yeah, and not that he reminded me of them, but how he deserves his place in the pantheon of great movie villains alongside them.
There was
Darth Vader and he why not?
No. I do think he belongs, but he actually there was one moment where he reminded me of Heath Ledger's Joker.
Oh, is that right? Which
one? It was the moment where he's asked he pays to get beaten up so he can frame Dirty Harry, and then we see him. I keep calling him Dirty Harry, like that's his name.
Well,
but yeah, then we see him like strapped to a gurney, and he's talking to reporters and saying that Harry did it. Mm-hmm. And there's like a gleam in his eye, like he's being mischievous.
Oh,
and it reminded me of Heath Ledger's Joker a little.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
that's really interesting. Well,
and the thing about this movie is the tone of it. It's very tense because it's like city under siege kind of a thing.
Definitely.
And that Dark Knight has that. I mean, anytime the Joker shows up, even in the comics, like you have to kind of do that. Yeah,
it's true. But you're right. No, he's one of the great movie villains of all time, and I don't think he's on anybody's fucking list. But that's too bad.
He's a little bit forgotten. And if I got anything out of this movie, it's that Scorpio is a really cool villain, and this Andy Robinson is giving the performance of a lifetime.
Yeah, I agree. Did you read real quick that I thought this was funny, that he ad-libbed the line when he's got Eastwood at that cross, the stone cross, and he's got him holding the bag, and he says, "Pull out the gun," and he pulls it out, and he goes, "My, that's a big one." And they had to reshoot it because the crew started laughing. but Siegel decided to have him say it again because he thought it was such a funny ad lib.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that was very funny because it was funny when he does that.
Yeah.
I need help with my LVP. I couldn't find one. I couldn't do it. Because
some of the mayor and the district attorney were a little too like, oh, you crazy cop, you did it again.
That's true. Now, would that again fall under the character being written the way, or the actor?
Yes, yeah. I have no problem with any of the performances in the movie.
Okay, so probably then, of all the people, it would probably be the mayor, right?
The mayor is one-dimensional.
Yeah, he's the one who's just always, oh, Callahan.
Yeah. I'm going to get you this time.
Yeah, that's fine. So he can be the LVP.
Okay.
Little thin.